Yo guys, what's going on? It's your boy Kilroy and bringing you yet another Wonderlands farming guide video. In this one, we'll be taking a look at 100 farms of the Knight Mare boss, diving into overall drop rates and other percentages just to see whether or not it's actually worth farming this boss for its dedicated drops or if it has a crazy high legendary drop rate. So sit back, relax, and let's jump on into this video. So to start off with guys, just like in the Parasite video, I do want to let you know that I'm farming this boss with a 40,000 plus loot luck, which isn't the max you can get, but is close to it, so keep this in mind when we go over all the percentages and whatnot. Additionally, we are farming Knight Mare today, which if you didn't know is a main story boss located in the Osogol Necropolis area on the map. Now I do want to give you a little quick little rundown of my build. So I am running a Spore Warden and Stabbermancer build, focusing on the From the Shadows ability for max damage, because every shot will be counted as a critical hit. But as for my loadout, I only use a Chaotic Sword Explosion in Cryo element. Unfortunately, it isn't the ×3 Cryo variant. I need to grind the chance for that variant, but it's like a 1 in 60,000 chance of dropping. So yeah, gonna be pretty hard to get that one. So along with the Sword Explosion, I use the Buffmeister spell to boost all my damage dealt. This works perfectly with the From the Shadows ability, along with 2 focus class rings with a 17% increased gun damage on each ring, a volatile Blackguard's Theurge amulet increasing frost damage by 40.6%, and a Stabbermancer power by 33.9%, which honestly is pretty freaking nuts. Now, as for my armor, I'm using a Chaotic Primordial Fire, which boosts my Stabbermancer power by a further 34.3%, and my Spell Shot power by 17.1%. My ward isn't really anything special, so just using a Last Gasp, which boosts my reload and fire rate by 20 and 25% when ward is depleted. Now, as for my enchantments on my gear, I'm mainly focused on increasing gun damage by 40% for 10 seconds on either action skill start or spellcast, which works out to be something like an extra 160% gun damage without even using the Buffmeister spell or from the Shadows ability. So this build is pretty nuts. But enough of that, guys. Let's jump on into the boring percentages part of this farming guide video and see if Knight Mare is worth farming. Okay, so out of 100 farms of Knight Mare, I managed to receive 101 total legendary drops, giving us an overall drop rate of 101. Now, out of those 101 drops, we managed to get 84 all-world drops and 17 dedicated drops. Now, if you didn't know, the dedicated drop for Knight Mare is the Twin Soul melee weapon. So let's break down these drops into categories. So we had 27 melee weapons, we had 14 spells, 12 weapons, 9 wards, 3 rings, 16 amulets, and 20 armors, or class mods as I call them. So what I found most interesting while farming Knight Mare is the fact that it didn't really drop like that many weapons. Usually weapons make up the bulk sum out of these farming videos, but it's nice to switch things up a bit. Now on another note, I thought the only dedicated drop for this boss was the Twin Soul melee weapon, because it had a crazy 27% chance of like this weapon dropping. But if we follow that logic, we had a 20% chance of receiving an armor or class mod. So I would assume that Knight Mare would have a specific armor set that drops. But going back through some of the drops, it isn't the case. There were only a few duplicates of the armors, leading me to believe maybe class mods aren't a dedicated drop. But I'm curious to see what you guys think, so let me know down below. Now, just like the Parasite video, I am going to break down the legendary item variants. So out of 101 drops, we managed to get a whopping 69 normal legendaries, 29 chaotics, and a slim 3 volatiles while farming Knight Mare, which isn't bad if you take into consideration I'm only doing these farming videos in chaos level 21, which gives me a measly 2.78% chance overall of a volatile dropping from an enemy. Now, I didn't want to do these videos at a higher chaos level because most people I don't think will grind past level 20, but I could be wrong. Now, if you want to work out from each category what chance you have of getting either of the variants, we're going to go over that right now. So, weapons had an overall 12% chance to drop, and out of that percentage, we can work out that we only had an 8.44% chance of it dropping as a normal legendary, a 3.54% chance as a chaotic, and a 0.36% chance as a volatile. Spells overall percentage to drop was 14%, which 9.85% of that was dropping normal, 4.14% chance to drop as a chaotic, and a 0.42% chance to be volatile. Now, melee weapons had the best overall chance of dropping, with a crazy 27.2% drop rate, along with a 19% chance of it being a normal drop, 7.98% chance of it being chaotic, and a 0.82% volatile chance, which I believe that is the highest volatile chance that we actually get through these stats. Rings had the worst overall drop rate of 3.03% with a slim 2.1% normal drop chance, a 0.88% chaotic chance, and a measly 0.09% volatile chance. So yeah, rings dropping as volatile was more or less like impossible. Amulets had a pretty good overall drop rate though, with a 16% chance overall, and a 11.2% normal drop chance, a 4.7 chaotic chance, and a 0.48 volatile drop chance. Now, finally, we have the armor, or class mods as I still call them. They had an overall 20.2% drop rate with a 14% normal drop chance, 5.9% chaotic drop chance, and a 0.61% volatile chance. Alrighty guys, so I know that was a lot to take in, but thank you so much if you made it through all that. But to sum everything up, Knight Mare is so far the best boss to farm for legendary items in game. I'm pretty sure Knight Mare and Caster have the best drop rates out of every boss in Wonderlands, but we shall see once we make our way through the rest of the main bosses. Alrighty guys, so that's going to do it for this Wonderlands farming guide video. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and consider subscribing, as these farming guide videos take up an incredible amount of time to make, so I'd appreciate the support. If you want to help out myself or the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page to gain access to exclusive content and much more. Alternatively, you can leave a super thanks on the videos now to show your support as well. Anyway guys, until next time, peace.